And here we go. What's up, everybody? It's Batman again. Coming to you with this overreaction Monday. Who's happy football's back? I am. I'm stoked. There were some good games. There were some blowouts. There was a couple people that fucking suck. But on the long note, it was a good Sunday. I was very entertained. I tried to watch all the games after the games were over, like with that fast play, but there's only so many hours in a day. I started catching, like, I watched some bad games on that fasting, and then I was like, all right, the fast play. And by the time I got to like the eighth and ninth game, I was like, all right, let me see some good games. So I checked out the good games, and I was very happy with the football I watched this weekend. I know some people are upset because, half the league is 1-0 and half the league is 0-1. Cowboy fans are probably going mad. They are like Super Bowl 40-0 against the Giants. No, stop it. Calm down. No Super Bowl for the Cowboys. That Giants offensive line sucked. Danny Jones looked like a deer in the headlights. I mean, $45 million a year for what? For him? Bro, they should have paid Barkley, got offensive linemen, better offensive linemen, and they could have picked up a good veteran quarterback until they can draft like the next Eli or the next Phil, which, Phil Simms is still not in the Hall of Fame, and I don't understand why, because he was a winner, and I thought the Hall of Fame rewarded winners, but I guess not. You got a couple of quarterbacks with 0 Super Bowls in the NFL Hall of Fame. Dan Marino. But who's counting? Who's a little sore? I mean, I'm not a Giants fan. I just think Phil Simms has the resume to be in the Hall of Fame. And as it goes further and further away from his career, his stats are going to look less and less compelling to be put into the Hall of Fame. So I like Phil Simms. Sorry, man. Probably not going to happen for you, but you were a good Giant. And apparently the Giants' offensive line sucks. The quarterback play sucked. The receivers, couldn't tell. There was not that many good passes, so I don't know how to judge the Giants' receivers. That first drive, they looked good, but they were mostly broken plays and run plays. So that blocked field goal really changed momentum. I mean, the game was just not even close. It just looked embarrassing. After that first drive, the Giants looked like a junior varsity high school football team against a college team, or a college team versus a pro team, Who knows? I was going to save that game to last, but just got in my mind, so here went through. The 49ers are for real. They put it on Pittsburgh. I don't know if Kenny Pickett, he just seemed off the whole game. Like he was making some bad choices in his passing. I don't know if he was going through the right reads. There was a couple of times he would throw it to a receiver that had a man guarding underneath and a man over top. There wasn't a better read for you on that play. I mean, I don't have the breakdown of the film of the game, but like what I've seen is he could have checked it down to the running back, or it seems like he was trying to force feed Pickens for a little bit. So I don't know. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, if I were you, don't get all your panties in a bunch. It's one game against the San Francisco 49ers, who has one of the best defenses in the NFL, and that they do that to people, man. And if you don't come ready, then they're going to smash you. That's just basically how they do. An interesting game that I enjoyed watching until, I guess, like mid-third quarter, because then it started becoming a blowout. But the Packers versus the Bears, I definitely saw mass improvement in Justin Fields. I think his completion percentage was good. He did have the one INT, but I don't think that was his fault. He looked good. If they had maybe one more, if they had a legit running back and they had one more like real wide receiver, except for like a bunch of slots and then DJ Moore. Uh, it's easy for teams to put coverage on DJ Moore if you don't really have any other threat. Like on the other side, I know Mooney, he's a little quick guy, but when you watch, when they bump him, he does not get off the line. So they need to get a clear number two that will free up DJ, DJ Moore. Oh, get it? No. But they just need to clear his side of the field and let him work. He's a very good wide receiver. He's probably top 15. But they lost. It was a good game, though. Good game. Jordan Love, I liked what I saw from him. I mean, I would like a higher completion percentage. I think he ended the game at like 50%. That's not going to really do it in the NFL. I don't know how good the Bears' defense is, but if you complete 50% of your passes, that's going to be trouble. He was really good on third down, though, but I feel like they would have had less third downs if he completed the pass on second down. So they're going to have to work that, find what passes he's more secure in on second down because, his third down passes were very accurate. I think he was like 70% on third down. Okay, so we need you to do that on first and second down. And if you think about it, if he's 70% on third down, what was his percentage on first and second? It had to be horrible. I mean, had to be. He looked good. I mean, he put the ball on the money a couple of times. I know Watson was out. He stayed poised in the pocket. He moved when he had to move. That offensive line gave him a minute to throw the ball. So that offensive line looks like it's pretty good. I know the Bears' defensive line isn't the best in the NFL, but you give a quarterback an average of 4 or 5 seconds in the pocket, that's gonna be some trouble. The Bears, and the Bear fans, I wouldn't be too upset with that loss. It looked like a big improvement from last year to this year. The Eagles-Patriots, that was a good game. I mean, the Eagles came out real hot, punched New England in the face. Elliott fumbled. They scored after the fumble. And then it was shocking. Bill Belichick put Elliott in for the majority of the rest of that quarter, which was very weird for me because usually you fumble, you're on the bench with Bill. But he played Zeke still. And Zeke was Cowboy fans. I think they did justice getting rid of him. He did not look like Zeke. He's still good at pass protecting, but I don't see that explosion in him anymore. But the field was wet. It was a bad field to play on. I mean, but that was a good game. That looked like an old-fashioned football game. They were whacking each other around the field. I mean, hard hits everywhere. That was a good game. I like watching the Patriots play because they play like they hate the other team, and so do the Eagles. So that was a good game to watch. Those Eagles, Eagles, I got them for my Super Bowl favorite, even though I'm not an Eagle fan. I'm a Bucs fan. Freaking the Dolphins versus the Chargers. Now that game was crazy. I watched that whole game. I almost watched it twice. It was so good. I mean, Eckler, it had stars all over the place. Eckler, Herbert, Tua, Tyreek Hill, Waddle. I mean, Tua he threw for 466 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill had almost half those yards. He had 11 receptions for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bro, but I don't understand coaching when you have a player like Eckler and almost for a quarter and a half you don't give him the ball. Like, give the man, is it because you guys don't want to pay him at the end of the year? I don't know. There were times like in that stretch where he didn't get the ball for like 5 minutes. It was 5 6 minutes. That's like, why are you not giving this man the ball? Like, just give him the ball. Every way you could give him the ball, he's a playmaker. In the pass game, playmaker. Running the ball, playmaker. Shoot, I'm pretty sure back in the day before he became such a big priority on offense for them, he was good at kick returns and punt returns. I don't really remember if he did that because all I remember is that he has scored 1,000 touchdowns the last 3 years. Like, I mean, in all types, short yard touchdowns, breaking away touchdowns, pass play touchdowns. Like, the man is a machine, and he's properly jolked. Properly. Just give him the ball. He'll be fine. He's one of the one players on your team that doesn't get hurt. Everybody in the Chargers get hurt. They are a fragile team. Like, San Francisco's the same way. Like, San Francisco and the Chargers always get injured. It's like, yeah, they're going to be good if they can stay healthy. I mean, you can say that about any NFL team, but those two teams are the most serious. Like, San Francisco's quarterbacks always get hurt, or their star defensive lineman gets hurt at the wrong time. The Chargers, every year for the last 20-something years, since LaDainian Tomlinson and with Drew Brees was there, it was like they have a great team on paper, but they never stay healthy. Never. Don't understand. I mean, there's nothing other than defense. There's nothing bad to take away from this game for either team. I hate that saying, we didn't lose, the time ran out. You could say that, but I mean, if your defense could have made one stop in the second half, maybe the Chargers win that game. But that Dolphins offense is naughty. It's very, the thing I think about the Dolphins is if they are going to go to the Super Bowl, they have to win home field advantage, because even though the coach came from that running system in St. Louis, they don't like running the ball, and they just throw the ball 1,000 times a game. Coffee, hold on. Duncan might fucking give me a cease and desist because of the shit I'm saying on here, but who cares? I'm not saying anything crazy, just cursing. But yeah, they have to get home field, because I don't see, like, that offense, I don't see working as well in the cold. I just don't see it. Like, oh, everybody's like, oh, but the Chiefs do it. Yeah, but the Chiefs have like big players that play well in the cold. Like the Dolphins their team is very undersized on the offensive side of the ball. Wide receivers, their running backs are kind of small, not that small, but they're small. They need to transform that roster a little bit if they are going to be more successful in the cold, like constants. Like, they need a good, I don't know what they need, but that they are fun to watch, and I'm pretty sure if Tua can stay healthy, that's what everybody's saying. I hope that jiu-jitsu helped him and he doesn't get a concussion, because he is very fun to watch. But they need home field advantage, so we'll see. That's a very hard division. The Broncos versus the Raiders, this was a good game too. The Raiders won 17-16, but I gotta give it up to Russell. Wasn't his fault. Wasn't Wilson's fault. He had 10 different pass catchers catch the ball. His number one Judy was out. He looked good. I watched the majority of this game. There's a couple of drops in key situations from receivers. I don't even know their names, but I never even heard of these guys. I'm not a Denver Broncos fan, but I was watching the game, and there's so much turnover with rosters. I didn't know who the receivers that were catching the balls were, and I'm not even like trying to be jokingly funny anyway, but it was a no-name receiving core. So when he gets his weapons back on offense, if I was Denver, I wouldn't worry. Their defense is naughty. I mean, they got turnovers yesterday. They just fell short. It happens. The majority of the games in the NFL, you lose by less than 7 points. And it's if you can make that play. And key drop passes, like the Broncos had yesterday, that causes you the game. Russell Wilson looked good. Jimmy G looked good. I wouldn't worry about any of these teams. Like they can still. The Broncos definitely can have a good year this year. I don't know if they win 9 games, but I know they'll be way better than they were last year. The Cardinals versus the Commanders. I picked this game. Told you. I didn't take the points. I just picked it because I don't know. It's the first week. I didn't mess with any points really this week, but because it's the first week of the year and crazy shit happens. Like the Commanders should have won that game by like 50, but they had turnovers in the as soon as they got over the 50 fumble, as soon as they got into the red zone fumble. It was just a constant mishap. And the Commanders, I don't know how good they're gonna be, but I know the Cardinals are gonna have the number 1 overall pick last year if they keep the roster the way it looks. Like this, I mean, they played hard. You could tell that the players played hard in the first and second half, especially because the issues with the Commanders with the turnovers, the Cardinals, it kept them hype. It kept them in the game. And I don't care if you're a bad team, you have talent on your team. And if they're playing hard, they kept the game close. But like I said, and my other one, the Commanders were going to win. The Jags versus the Colts. The best rookie quarterback that I watched this weekend was Anthony Richardson, bar none. He looked the best. He looked the best throwing. He looked the best running. Who was the running back? I don't know. They need a running back. They better call, after that game, they better call Jonathan Taylor up and be like, hey, listen, I know we're not getting, along right now, but we need you. We'll pay you. Just pay the man his money, because that running back lost 2 fumbles in 2 crucial situations. When they were driving, they would have won. Anthony Richardson played better than Trevor Lawrence played. He was the better quarterback that day, and they lost. They lost because of turnovers. I mean, Anthony Richardson did throw an interception, but that you cannot fumble twice and lose it and then think you're going to win an NFL game. They lost, but Anthony Richardson looked better than Stroud and the dude and Young. He looked better than both of them. He had control over the offense. It didn't look like the situation was too big. He did his thing. Since we're talking about Anthony Richardson, here we go about the Panthers versus Falcons. This was a close game for most of the game. I don't understand why people say the Falcons are going to win the South. They don't have a good quarterback. Okay, Robinson's a nasty running back, but you don't have a good quarterback. They beat the Panthers. The Panthers beat themselves. Young had 2 interceptions. Basically, it was the same exact defense, and they ran the same exact route, and he threw the same exact ball 2 different times in that game. You can't do that. It was I think it was cover 3 with an under, and he thought that the safety was going to run off, and he throws the ball in the safety literally stayed in that spot, drove on the ball, intercepted twice the same exact play with the same exact defense. He's got to clean that up. That's just, and those 2 turnovers, they lost by 14 points. Do you see how that is? He did look comfortable in the pocket. He just, the bad turnovers. And I don't know if he's going to be in rookie year contention if their offense looks so stagnant like it did. But you don't get a high draft pick for no reason. Your team sucks. So even though they traded their draft pick with the Bears to get Young, I bet you they might be kicking themselves in the ass a little bit because, like I said, I'd rather see Young twice a year than Stroud or Anthony Richardson. I think they're both. I think they're better quarterbacks. That's my own personal thought. I just think they're gonna have better careers. I might be wrong. I'm not a specialist. I just watch football and I love it. So whatever, dude. The Saints versus the Titans. The Saints look bad. It was kind of a boring game. It was actually a very boring game. 3 field goals and 1 touchdown, and the Titans didn't even score a touchdown. They had 5 field goals. 5. You couldn't get 10. Listen, Braves. If you watch this, Braves, please get rid of Tannehill. Find another quarterback. I mean, God, bro, he sucks. It's like, I'm not going to say he sucks. He is legit top 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. Top 32. He's in the top 32. Because there's some quarterbacks that are starting in the NFL that are in top 40. So, being top 32 is fine. But they need to get rid of him. They're very well coached. Tennessee's a very well coached team. Braves is a good coach. They get max effort every game. They're going to be in every game. I just don't see Tannehill being the one that's going to lead them to the promised land. And Derek Carr, for the majority of that game, he looked bad. So, one big play is why they won. One big play is why they won the game. So, that's what the NFL is. Those people that get those big plays. The Browns. Now, this was something I did not see coming. They whooped on Cincinnati. They beat them up badly. 24-3. It wasn't even that this game wasn't even that close. If it wasn't raining, they might have won 51-3. There were balls that were slipping out of, Watson's hands and stuff, but Cincinnati is, I'm not going to hit the worried button on them just yet, but Cincinnati is, if they look like this 2 weeks in a row, they might have a problem. They say in the NFL you're a good team for 3 years before you have big turnover on your roster, especially with free agency. Their 3 years is up. They lost key defensive players. They've lost some pieces to this team, and maybe those 3 years are up, and it's time to start not rebuilding but rebooting with younger. They have to start. They have to hit on the draft. They're going to have to hit young players in the draft. That's the problem when you're going to be paying your quarterback and your star receiver in the next year or two. That's just what's going to happen. They're already paying Higgins, so they're going to have to get creative with whatever they do because a lot of players are going for the money. They're left for the money. The Ravens totally destroyed. And I knew they were going to destroy the Texans. I liked what I saw from Stroud. It didn't look like the game was too fast for him. The moment was too big. He looked like he belonged there. He made some good throws, and he made some, I don't even know what but he just had bad luck with his first 2 NFL games actually playing. Preseason, he played his first game against the Patriots. And then regular season, you start off with the Baltimore Ravens, who is a very hard defense. They're a very good defense every year. They're never a bad defense. They play kind of old-fashioned football. Like, we run, we play defense. We pass when we have to. I mean, they have the weapons on offense to pass a lot now, but that is how they play hard-nosed football. And, Stroud, found out, like, this is not college football. So, he looked good, though. He looked good. I just said, like I said, he just, he's a rookie. We'll see. I think Peyton threw like 28 interceptions his rookie year. He still has the record for most turnovers in the season. But I'm not going to eat your head for that. You're a rookie, Stroud. I thought you were the best quarterback in the draft, but we'll see. Anthony Richardson is my front runner for rookie of the year. Definitely front runner. Unless Stroud can turn the season around, I see Anthony Richardson being rookie of the year. All right, I saved this game for last. The Bucs. Well, what can I say? The Vikings had 3 turnovers and the Bucs had none. That's why the Bucs won. I thought this game was going to be a shootout. It wasn't. It wound up being that the Vikings drove the ball all the way down the field and they would fumble or throw an interception. Good job. I mean, I'm a Bucs fan, so I'm happy that they won. Baker Mayfield looked horrible until that long pass. Once he connected on that 30-yard touchdown to Mike Evans, Tampa, pay Mike Evans. Like, he wants a 3-year contract making like $15 million a year. He earned it. You know how many times he cut his salary so you guys could be a good team? Give the man the money. But off that. But back onto the game. Mike Evans, he had a good game. He was 6 for 66 in the tutty. We couldn't guard Jeffries for anything. He was open every play except for when it counted, when they needed to score a touchdown, he was covered. Which, good. Todd Bowles is always good for his defense. He always says, bend, don't break. So, the Bucs can start off 2-0 next week, but we'll see. I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan. But I could be wrong. I really want Mike Evans to get his 10th season in a row with 1,000 yards receiving. That'd be great. I just don't see. He's just not. Baker Mayfield's just not. I don't see him making the great deep throws. I don't know. Maybe I should stop hating, but I wanted Trask to start. Do we win if we have Trask as a starter? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? Are you psychic? Are you psychic? No, just joking. But so that was the Sunday games. I mean, like I said, my favorite game to watch, other than the Bucs game, obviously, because they won, made me happy. I didn't scream that much. Who watches this and do like I do, and I scream at nobody when I watch football, and it won't even be my team on. I just scream to scream. I just like watching good football. So when I see bad football, it gets me upset. I don't know. And Cowboy fans, please calm down. I don't want to see we're going to the Super Bowl 1,000 times on any of my social networking feeds. Well, I mean, I'm barely on social network anymore, but that's not here or there. They're still not winning the Super Bowl. I'm calling it now. So I wish I could take a bet saying the Cowboys won't win the Super Bowl. Like, what is that, negative or plus? If it's plus anything, I think I should win some money. That's like almost guaranteed. Cowboys have not been relevant since the 90s. The fans talk them up all the time, and they're not. All right, I gotta stop being a Cowboy hater. It's just that their fans are so annoying. Cowboy fans, I know if you're watching this, you know it too. You're annoying. Period. That's why everybody prays for the Cowboys to lose. It's not even the Cowboy players. It's not even like, I don't hate Dak Prescott. I like him. I would like Dak Prescott to succeed. Just not with the Cowboys, because I just don't want to hear their fans. Tonight's game, let's get off of that subject. Tonight's game is Aaron Rodgers' debut for the New York Jets. I guess I'm going to be a homer, and I'm going to pick the Jets to win. I like that same thing I said about Cincinnati. Everybody has like teams usually have a 3 year span of where they're really good with the same roster and there being a lot of turnover. Well, that's where Buffalo's at right here. I mean, they retained Pryor the safety because nobody wanted to pay him all that money. He did not want to stay in Buffalo. He thought he was going to get 15-20 million dollars a year, and then when he hit the market and teams were like, "We'll give you $6 million," Buffalo said, "We'll give you 9 and be happy." And that's why he's back in Buffalo, because he said he would like to play somewhere that he doesn't have to pay state tax and all that heebie-jeebie. And look, he went right back to Buffalo, but they've lost pieces. Von Miller's not going to be in this game, and I know the Jets' offensive line is questionable, but I just don't see them making a pass rush without blitzing, because they don't have no real star on that front line. And the Jets have, I don't know how Bryce Hall is going to be coming back from that injury, but they have one stud running back. And you can, if you blitz Aaron Rodgers and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL against the blitz. So if you blitz him, if you're forced to blitz him to get pressure, you almost automatically already lost. So, and if the Jets could get some type of run game and then Aaron Rodgers can hit you with the play action pass, that's going to be a problem. That's when he's at his best, is when he has a 1,000-yard rusher and he has that play action pass in his repertoire. He's one of the best play action pass quarterbacks of all time. Him, Peyton, Tom Brady. They were the best. Like, I still to this day, when he was on Green Bay, when I watched Aaron Rodgers, sometimes it fools the fake handoff fools me. Like, it fools the defense and it fools the camera guy at least once or twice a game. The camera guy will go with the running back and Aaron Rodgers has the ball. So that was the same with Tom Brady, and then that was the same with Peyton. They were very good, very, very good play action pass. And once that defense pauses for a second, like the great quarterbacks, Aaron, Tom, Peyton, Drew Brees, Joe Montana, they already knew where they were going with the ball. They could see at that eye, that linebacker, when it comes up a little bit, they know, boop, right there. And it's play action pass, it's play action quick throw, boop. They're not waiting. A lot of young quarterbacks, they do the play action pass and they sit and hold the ball and try to rifle it downfield. That's what great quarterbacks are different from good quarterbacks. Is Tom, Peyton, Rodgers, Mahomes, they'll take even though Rodgers loves throwing the ball downfield, they'll take that 15-20 yard completion and hopefully let their wide receiver work for their money. So I think the over is 45.5. I don't know. The over could hit. I mean, Rodgers always loves playing in prime time, and so does Josh Allen. So, but I mean, the Jets defense, they were last year when Buffalo and the Jets played. They were low scoring games. I'm not gonna touch the over under at all for this game. I'm just going to watch. I did put some money on the Jets. I put me up a little parlay, see if I can win a little something. But other than that, no. I will be making this short for He Fucking Sucks. I wonder who you guys think it's going to be. It's going to be coming out. I'm going to put it out tomorrow morning. All right, guys. It's Bat Fan out.